Hola, today I'm going to show you how to properly prepare banana leaves for Mexican tamales. Hello, I'm Silvia Martinez from MamaLatinaTips.com. Welcome to my kitchen. You know, in southern Mexico, in places like Oaxaca, Chiapas, or Yucatán, banana leaves are essential as the masa itself. And let me tell you, once you taste that tamal wrapped in banana leaves, you understand why we need to do this extra step to prepare these leaves. Okay, let's start. Besides the banana leaves, of course, you need a comal or flat grill, kitchen tongs, clean towels, and scissors. That's it. You can find banana leaves in most Mexican markets and also in regular grocery stores. Usually fresh in the produce department. However, in some areas or stores, they are in the frozen aisle. I recommend to ask one of the employees if you don't find them. And if you are using frozen leaves, just let them thaw completely overnight in the fridge. Something important, please be gentle when you unfold them. They can break easily. The first thing we're going to do is cut them to size. I like to make rectangles about 8 by 10 inches, which for me that's plenty of room to wrap a good sized tamal. But you can decide how big or small you need them. I like to cut one and then use it as a pattern to cut the rest. This makes my process easier. And they don't need to be perfectly square, okay? Another thing, some sides have this thick vein and you just can trim it with the scissors. This will make folding so much easier later, and also they will break less. And here is a tip. Don't throw away those scraps. These are gold. We'll use them to line the bottom of our steamer as they prevent sticking and add even more of that beautiful banana leaf aroma when you steam the tamales. Now, next step. Before we soften them, we need to clean them. And you can do this in two ways. If you notice a lot of dust or soil, place them in the sink and pour water on them. Wash both sides, but please be careful. Remember that they break easily. Then take a kitchen towel and dry each piece. And please consider the direction of the strips on the leaves, as you can see here. And dry from one side to the other following that direction. The other way is if the leaves aren't too dusty. In this case, just wipe each one gently. You are just removing any dust from the journey. Now comes the fun part. This is where the magic happens. We need to expose them to heat to soften them and make them flexible. Here I have my comal on medium-high heat. Now wash carefully. This happens fast. Place your leaf directly on the surface and look. See how it's changing? In just seconds, it goes from this dull matte green to shiny and bright. That is exactly what we want. The heat is softening the fibers, making the leaf pliable so it won't crack when we fold our tamales. If you are using a comal like mine, you need to move the leaf around to expose all the surface. However, if you have a long flat grill, use it. As you can see here, you can just place it on top and wait until it changes the color. Now repeat until you finish with all the leaves. And they are now ready to use. My recommendation is to use them right away. However, if you don't use them all, you can put them in a plastic bag and freeze for another time. Since they are already soft and flexible, you won't need to expose them to heat again. Just defrost, dry, and use them. And that's it. Now you are ready to make those delicious tamales. Keep cooking with love. And remember that the secret ingredients is always the stories that we share around the table. Hasta la próxima.